Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about the time I got invited to a threesome. And don't get me wrong, I know I'm gonna make it seem like, oh, this is a crazy thing and shocking thing that happened to me. But I was flattered, I was honored. I was honored that I was asked. I was very gracious. But I still wasn't gonna go, bitch. Alright, so let me talk about how this whole thing started. I met this guy on Tinder and he was pretty dope. He was 21, a little bit older than me by 2 years. We went on a date and it was pretty fun. I thought it was really good. Cause you know, for me, like right now, I'm just in a place where like I'm looking for guys who are like more mature. And I felt like he was mature, he had goals, he was ambitious. He was just a really good person overall. But mind you, I had to wait 3 hours for this motherfucker to come to Manhattan because he was in New Jersey. Boy. That's how you know I really wanted to get out of the house, because I waited 3 hours for someone, for a stranger. But anyways, yeah, he even talked about how this is the longest date he's ever been in and blah blah blah. But keep in mind, I didn't know it was a date until he said it was a date, because normally when you ask someone out on a date, you're like, oh, do you want to go on a date with me? He didn't do that. He was just like, oh, can we hang out? So this whole time I thought we were hanging out as friends, but he called it a date. So I was just like, oh, okay, I guess this is a date, right? And then obviously we can't be around each other like 24/7, so like we just started texting or whatever. And then this is what got me mad. He texted me and then I texted back, and then he didn't respond to me for the whole entire day until next day. Now keep in mind, I don't really care about that because I don't really care about texting. I'd rather have a phone call conversation with you at the end of the day, or like a FaceTime conversation with you at the end of the day. I'm not a big fan of texting. I just feel like that's kind of teenager-ish. Like I don't have the time to be constantly looking at my phone. But I was pissed off because if we are gonna be texting, you gotta be consistent and you gotta show effort. And if you're busy, at least tell me that you're gonna text me later, because I don't want to sit here waiting and expecting a text message that's not gonna come. And I know that I'm not entitled to anyone's time. However, it is respectful to be like, hey, I'm gonna be busy right now, I'll text you tomorrow, I'll text you later in the day. Boom, check it. Okay, anyways, and then I was like, F this, I'm not gonna continue talking to this person because F this, I don't got time to be wasting. And then he calls me, drunk FaceTime calls me, and he was just being very messy. Like he was like half naked, he was in his boxers, and he was just acting really messy. And he was like, oh, I want to see you and blah blah blah. And so we made plans to go out the next day. Cut to me texting him and he's like, oh, did I really promise you that I was gonna see you tomorrow? And I was just like, what? Boy, if you don't want to fucking see me, just tell me. You don't have to be like, oh, this is something that I would say when I was drunk. He literally told me this is something that I usually say when I'm drunk. And I was just like, boy, like who raised you, you freaking asshole? So cut to the next day and we didn't hang out, and then I was just like, you know what, I don't care. I don't feel the need to explain myself. I don't feel the need to beg for your attention or your time. So I just left it as it was. And then he kept texting me, and anytime he would come to New York, he would, you know, want to hang out and stuff, and I just give him some lame excuse and be like, oh, I just woke up, sorry I didn't see your text and stuff like that. And then things get messy after this, and this is where the full receipts come in. So I was at work and it was like 7:53ish that he texted me, and I didn't see it because I was obviously working. I didn't have my phone on me. And then when I clocked out at like 8:40, I saw it and I responded, and what he said was, oh, what are you doing right now? Are you home? Something like that, right? And then I was like, oh, let me go read it because I don't remember what I said. Alright, I got it. So this is what I said. I just got out of work. Why? What's up? He said, was gonna ask if you wanted to link with me and my sugar dad. Child, bitch, I really wanted to smack a motherfucker because I thought that he was gonna ask me on a date or something cute. Because when I tell you, when I met this guy, he had so much like potential. He came with like everything that I wanted in a guy, in a relationship. He was funny, he was nice, he was kind, he was bitch, what the fuck? He was a gentleman, and he was just very sweet. He was ambitious. I find those qualities really attractive in a guy. And then when he said he has a sugar dad, bitch. Now, mind you, this is a month after we went on a date. So we went on one date. I only saw him in person once. And then a month later, he sends this text message. And I was just like, really? Are you serious? Like, are you really serious? And it's just bullshit to me because when we were hanging out together, he was like, oh, I wanna, you know, try out and find, you know, explore my love stuff and whatever, and like see if I can find a relationship and stuff like that. And like now you tell me that you have a sugar dad? That's gross. Now let me continue. I said, bruh, for what? I barely know you. Why would I want to meet your sugar daddy? Then he says, just asking, but wanted to treat you to a little something. Now, in my head, I low-key knew what he was talking about, but I low-key was trying to convince myself that maybe he was gonna buy me food, take me out to a restaurant, pay for my meal and stuff like that. But he doesn't. Here's what he does. I said, treat me to what? What you got for me, LMFAO? And this is where he says, a big... I'm not gonna say it, but I'm gonna leave the thingy right here. A big a big bitch. Now this is where my curious side comes out, and I'm like, like, what if I do go? What would happen? But keep in mind, I'm not like the hookup type, so I was just like, I knew in the back of my mind that I wasn't gonna go, but I was still intrigued, and I was just like, let's see how much information I can get out of this guy and see like what he would tell me. And now, no, don't get me wrong, I'm not about like exposing people and exploiting people, but if you say some dumb shit to me, why do I have to have a filter on what I say to the internet and what I post on social media? So like, if you do some messed up thing to me, best believe I'm going to say that stuff on my YouTube channel and all my social medias, because you have no right to say that type of stuff to me. And if you do, your ass is gonna be on my channel, and that's on period. Anyways, so I said, from you and your sugar daddy? He said, yeah. Boy, first of all, I don't even know his sugar daddy. I don't even know what ethnicity he is, his age, any of that type of stuff. And I was just like, girl, I could get murdered. I honestly thought that I was gonna get potentially, not murdered, but like kidnapped and stuff like that. Like, I was literally thinking of like a new Taken movie. Like, it was gonna be Taken 4, bitch, but it was gonna be me, starring me. But like, no one saves me. Anyways. And then I was like, what he looked like? Is he even cute? LMFAO. This is still me being curious because I wanted to see what he looked like. And he was like, yes, LOL. I don't have a pic. Where you at? He sent me his location of where he was in Manhattan. And then I was like, yeah, that's a dub. I'm not going to Manhattan. Also, I'm not interested in hookups or meeting up with your sugar daddy. Please delete my number. Period! 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 And he said, phew, what about just you and I tomorrow after he leaves for some stuff he gotta do? You know what? After I just said I'm not interested in hookups, he's like, can it just be you and us? Bitch, 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 bitch. Who do you think I am? I don't got time for this. I'm busy. I got money to make. Bitch, I had to work the next day either way, so I couldn't meet up with you anyways. Who are you? And then I was like, boy, no, I'm not interested in hooking up at all. I don't trust you, and I also don't know your sexual history, therefore I'm a pass. You do you, but hookups are not my thing. And that's on period. You know, with all that mess, I'm kind of proud of myself because I kind of stood up for myself and I set a boundary, and I wasn't gonna let this heifer disrespect me and, you know, cross certain boundaries and lines, especially if he didn't know me, because that's just some wild stuff to say to someone you don't know, someone you met only once. Like, that's just out of line and out of pocket, and I gotta go, bitch. And then the next morning at 6 something, he sends me like this long ass apology. You guys can see it here, but I'm not gonna put it up just because he has his name in it, and I don't want to put his name out there just because, boy, I know he has ambitions and goals, and I'm not just trying to exploit him, expose him and stuff, and I don't want his career to be over. I'm not that type of person to expose people. That's not who I am. But I wanted to talk about the story because I thought it was funny and I thought it was interesting, and yeah. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video of me talking about the time I got invited to a threesome, let me know in the comments below, and let me know if there's anything else you guys want me to talk about. I feel like, girl, it's crazy because like the wildest things could happen to me, but I don't remember the story, so I have to like be reminded, and then hopefully if I remember, I'm gonna do a story time the next time. But yeah, if you guys I gotta stop speaking fast. If you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces, bye, motherfucker.